What's up, guys? Welcome to Temple Siege number 40. Broflamingo coming at you with another one. I appreciate the love on the last two videos. Beating up on Sir Pelican is like beating up on your autistic little brother. So, I mean, whatever. It was funny, though. But I appreciate the love. But let's get off the negativity and let's get to this game. Temple Siege number 40. Team compositions. Let's see. We have SpecOps, General, LM versus SpecOps, Alchemist, Assassin. Okay, let's talk Team North. Team North, a very defensive comp, almost impossible to break into their base if they played correctly. I mean, you have General with L2, his huge damage abilities in L4 and L3. You have SpecOps with L4, which really puts the jam on Alchemist and DT. Plus, they have a lot of detection between SpecOps and General. Let's see, LM. Man, he'll defend the base all day with no problems. Just no problems. And he has a huge damaging abilities. And interestingly enough, General and SpecOps are really good openers for opener play. You know, they can really cap and stall forever, and, you know, they bring a lot of damage, you know, and General can repair and stall with SCV while farming. So there's a lot of options there. However, the early game sucks shit. I was going to be honest, the early game really sucks shit. You know, LM is a terrible opener. Here's another thing about LM, too. A lot of noobs will think, like, oh, I have to go to the capture point. If it's mech, don't even fucking bother. You're going to get smacked, and, you know, your team's going to be like, why are you feeding? Or, you know, it just sets a bad tone. If it's just a lopsided matchup, don't even go in. You're better off farming for your team. Juice your team with EXP. Remember, he's a great farm mechanism for your team. And by the way, between Mana SpecOps and LM, holy shit, they're gonna juice their team's EXP to ungodly levels. And this is why they're really late game, a really late game kind of mid-game-ish composition. And assaulting their base would be very, very hard between all of that. You know what I'm saying? You have the turrets, you have the LM with his power abilities, you have SpecOps with L4 again. It's just very, very difficult. That being said, you know, South team, I went Power Ryan, because Power Ryan just puts the pressure on these guys very early, and there's not much they can do about it. And that's exactly what I did. You know, and that's what you really want to set the tone with hyper-aggressiveness against this team, because, you know, you don't want to get into a defensive crouch and then not be able to break that defensive crouch, you know, and end up making a lot of mistakes. You know, Alchemist, again, I would say SpecOps just really puts him in a jam, and with General too, just puts him in a jam, you know. So two of my teammates are just really jammed up. That being said, they still put in work. LM was on Relevency. Relevency was on LM. He put in a lot of work. Shout out to Relevency, by the way. He's becoming a very, very good player. You know, beast, just beast. Same thing with PsychicSlush. PsychicSlush, you know, keep doing your thing, man. You guys are getting better. Tim did his thing too, by the way. He's doing work. You know, well, with a lot of sniper dodges and, you know, avoiding decaps and stuff. So there was a lot of good plays in this one. But that being said, again, Power Ryan, I felt like I had to go Power Ryan because we're going to need a mind soak. We're going to need a guy to put on pressure early. Alchemist and DT are not very early pressure characters, just especially with all that detection. It's just not going to happen. So somebody just need to be hyper aggressive, and that's how I did it. I assaulted their mid cap. I just didn't let up on the pressure. You know, you could really put the pressure on all three of these guys with Power Ryan with no problems. I mean, that was one thing I just kind of noticed in the game knowledge here kind of saved us, because I was just not going to let up on this pressure. Because otherwise, we were not going to be able to get inside that base, and they could just counter push us to death in the game. It would have been awful. So, you know, you really need to be vigilant and aware of the team compositions. That's another thing, too. This is why random is so poor, because, you know, number one, it's just you're throwing your skill to chance, you know what I'm saying? To chance for 10 minerals. And you can end up getting a shitty-ass comp that you can't do shit, you know what I'm saying? So you really just need to be aware of who you're picking and what's going on. And this is why I'm just so anti-random. Everybody's like, random. Sometimes I've lost games. Well, again, no excuses, but I know I've lost games. You know what I'm saying? I've tried my hardest. Some games I've won, even though we've had shitty compositions, because two of my teammates is random. It's like, fuck, bro, what are you doing? Anyways, you know, so, you know, I would say Alchemist in this game, even though he was jammed, he could have went L4 with the spell counters. That would have really did some work. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have opened me up to kill the LM, because he would have been vulnerable. You know, spell counters can really, really jam a team. You know what I'm saying? Especially a spell-oriented team like, you know, spell-oriented team like they have. Because they're all going to need spells to really defend the base very, very well. And I was going to say, DT, he put in a lot of work, but again, he won't be able to assault the base because between all the gimmicks. So, you know, you really got to... That being said, by the way, with Power Run, I got to say this, with Power Run, pressure the map. Especially against this team, just pressure the map. You know what I'm saying? Pressure the map like I did. You know what I'm saying? I pressured middle. Don't let these guys have any caps because, you know, and by the way, you have to pressure because the EXP gain on these guys is just going to get out of control. Between LM and SpecOps, they're just going to juice their team with EXP. You need to put the pressure early and make sure that happens as late as possible, or else you're going to be in for a painful time, honestly. So, you know, you really need to be mindful of who the juicer. When I say juicer, that means the guys who can give EXP like Volt, Bat, Rhine, LM. There's a couple of guys who can juice their team very, very well. Anyways, guys, I really like this replay. Really good vibes. You know, shout out to Psychic. Shout out to Relevency. Both are becoming great players. Tim, I saw you. You're doing your thing. Good plays. I like this replay. I don't know. I think Tim may rage AFK at the end. I don't want to assume. I'm not sure what happened, but, you know, I was kind of disappointed. But, hey, some of that shit happens. But you know what, though? It's still a good game, and it really made me think about what to do. All right, guys. I'm out. Peace. Broflamingo.